It has always been fun to watch for viewers and fans, and UFC 267 was no different. What were the headlines at UFC 267? Would you like to catch up on all the UFC news? Make sure you stay to the end of this video to stay updated on all UFC's action. Why was Hasbulla and Abdu the major headlines at UFC 267? Saturday, October 30th, 2021 is a day that fans will forever cherish, and history will never forget, as Hasbulla was one of the major storylines heading into UFC 267 after his appearance at the floors of Etihad Arena in Abu Dhabi for the Grand UFC events. It was shown live on ESPN+. Despite all his unique features, the internet sensation who goes by the name Hasbulla, who has created an impression and inscribed his reputation as a bit of a legend around the MMA community, reached out to UFC President Dana White earlier in the week to let him know he was coming to the fights. He kept his promise. Hasbulla Magomedov flew into the capital city of the United Arab Emirates. As expected, he attracted and quickly started to gain the attention of everyone around. The media and fans were all present to give him a warm welcome to the city. Why was Hasbulla and Abdu at UFC 267? He came to UFC 267 to show his love and support for Islam Makhachev, who aimed at continuing his dominant run at 155 pounds against his UFC mate Dan Hooker. The fight was to boost their hopes of a title shot. It was indeed a game to watch, as both men were expected to give their all for the title race. Prior to UFC 267's match, Hasbulla sent what seems like a clear warning to Dan Hooker via his Instagram page, where he said, saying, "Dan Hooker, listen to me, my brother. I will smash you. Be careful," he said on Instagram. It didn't take long for Dan Hooker to catch up on Hasbulla's video. Afterward, he jokingly replied to the internet celebrity at UFC 261's media scrum, "Who's the other bloke? Who's the guy on my team? Abdu's on my team. I got a horse in the race," he said to the reporters. He also went ahead to add to his jokes by saying, "I'm training my boy Abdul. No word of a lie. I'm not even shitting you. Abdu's on my team. Hasbulla can be on his team. He's picked his horse. He's picked the losing horse. Game on, baby." The 18-year-old Hasbulla, a big MMA fan, moved on and sent a message to UFC's Dana White ahead of his visit to Abu Dhabi. He said, and I quote, "Dana White, I am coming to UFC Abu Dhabi. See you and be ready." Dana White replied to him saying, "Hasbulla, I'm on the plane right now. I'm on Etihad right now. I'm away to Abu Dhabi. I cannot wait for a meeting, and I cannot wait to see you." What transpired between Hasbulla and Abdu at UFC 267? Just when everything seemed to be going well for Hasbulla, things quickly turned for the worse as Abdu, his arch rival, showed up to Etihad Arena. Abdu was well dressed and sharp looking as he made his way around backstage before walking out to his seat. When he locked eyes with Hasbulla, that was when all hell broke loose. Hasbulla and Abdu weren't messing with each other either, with Hasbulla all of a sudden running towards Abdu, which would have led to a serious fight if not for the intervention of someone who got between the two in a bid to stop anything further from happening. The guy in the middle might certainly not serve as enough barrier between them, because Hasbulla, dressed in a green tracksuit and a black hat, certainly got a kick towards Abdu, who had dressed for the occasion in a navy pinstripe suit. As the heat got intense, Abdu had to be lifted to stop the two from fighting. Hasbulla and Abdu's chaos followed a light heavyweight world champion match that saw Glover Teixeira's defeat against Jan Blachowicz. They definitely stole the limelight of UFC 267 and were the headline for reporters. The internet definitely went wild as a video of the incident circulated on various social media platforms. A lot of fans had different views and opinions on the incident, while some said they would like to see a close cage fight between the two internet celebrities. So what's your take on that? Do you really think having these rivals in a cage will be a good idea? Should we have that match between Hasbulla and Abdu on our screens? Who do you think will come out on top, if so? Don't go anywhere, because we're about to find out who and what is trending on UFC ahead of UFC 267. So let's take a quick look at the happenings and latest in UFC. What was expected of UFC 267? UFC 267 was held Saturday in New York. It lived up to the absolute stacked nature of some of the Ultimate Fighting Championships' previous Madison Square Garden events, as there was a lot at stake and plenty of action to catch up with. It starred former kickboxing standout Alex Pereira as he starts his journey in the UFC to catch up with Israel Adesanya. He ended up winning his debut fight via a flying knee. Alex Pereira is now 4-1 after his KO round 2 victory. We also saw Ally Quinta make his long-awaited return against Bobby Green. Bobby Green, of course, came out on top. Then we had Gian Villante and Chris Barnett, with Chris Barnett making a name for himself in the UFC with a great spinning wheel kick KO over the tough Gian Villante. Russian UFC title holder Khabib Nurmagomedov implores Kamaru Usman to smash Colby Covington before UFC 267. The MMA legend sent the welterweight champion a good luck message ahead of the Madison Square Garden blockbuster in New York. Kamaru Usman defended his title against Colby Covington via unanimous decision Saturday night at UFC 268. He received encouragement and the backing of his UFC UFC colleague Khabib ahead of the match. Who do you think will be next for the Nigerian? Michael Chandler told reporters that Justin Gaethje's punches aren't anything special. But I guess they were, as Justin Gaethje did come out on top at UFC 267 against Michael Chandler. But before the bout, Chandler said, "You're fighting in a cage against tough opponents in 4-ounce gloves. Of course, there's always the possibility that bad things are going to happen, that you're going to get clipped," he further said. "That's where your mettle is really tested, in those moments of defeat where you can pull yourself back up." Despite the outcome, Chandler regarded his opponent's skills and emphasized how much he respects his rival's skills, but he feels it's the intangibles of the matchup that are the worthiest of consideration. Again, the fight went to decision with Justin Gaethje coming out on top. Justin Gaethje is now 23-3-0. Zhilei Yang admits that he failed, and Khamzat Chimaev did exactly what he wanted. Before the match against Khamzat Chimaev, the Chinese veteran Li Jinglian made a lot of promises and vowed to shock the world with his performance at 267. He was later, of course, humbled by Khamzat Chimaev at UFC 267 in Abu Dhabi on the 27th of October. You all watched the fight. It ended very quickly. "I didn't really show off my skill set," Jingliang said this week in a video posted to his social media and translated by YouTube user Scarlett Zhang. "My opponent performed very well. He did exactly what he wanted, and again, I didn't fight accordingly to my skill set." Jingliang's momentum sustained from kickboxing out Santiago Ponzinibbio in January was halted last Saturday by Khamzat Chimaev. How did Nate Diaz react to UFC President Dana White wanting him to fight Khamzat Chimaev? Nate Diaz recently requested a fight with Tony Ferguson. A lot of fans were on board with what they hoped would be an interesting match, but UFC President Dana White had other plans. The UFC President wants Nate Diaz to fight Khamzat Chimaev instead. Nate recently posted on his Instagram saying, "What? Bro, what are you talking about? Bro, I'm out, man," in a post where he tagged Dana White, indicating no interest in the match. Alex Pereira said he came to the UFC to be a champion and not to hunt Israel Adesanya. Alex Pereira knows his name is highly linked to Israel Adesanya. He said he's not obsessed with hunting down the last stylebender in mixed martial arts. On Wednesday's media scrum, he told reporters, "I didn't just come here to go after Adesanya." Alex Pereira is still the only man in any combat sport to have knocked out Israel Adesanya, though he's not obsessed with proving a point or trying to impress the fans by a rematch. And there you have it, a breakdown of what transpired between Hasbulla and Abdu at UFC 267 and a look at the events at 268. Kindly remember to like and subscribe to this channel to get more of our amazing content as we release them. Thanks for watching.